Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC 319 that's fitting to take place Saturday evening. In Chicago, Illinois, it's going down at the United Center. We have 13 fights to talk about, and that main event is a highly anticipated war in the middleweight division for the middleweight strap between the middleweight champ, Dracus du Plessis, and Hamzat Chimaev. I do appreciate y'all for tapping in. This video right here, this is the full card breakdown and predictions. I'll do my absolute best as not to hold y'all ear hostage for too long, but you already know how that goes. Now, I'm not necessarily sure what that lineup's going to look like come fight night, but this is the one that I have in front of me this afternoon. So this is very much so the one that we're going to rock with. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go ahead and dive into it, man. Now, as of right now, that first fight of the night, that's a fight that I want absolutely nothing to do with. Not in any way, shape, form, or fashion, man. We have an undefeated individual in old boy whose name I do not know how to pronounce. He's currently 10-0, 5'6", nothing else available, no money line available. He's taking on Joseph Morales, 30 years old, 5'6", with a 68-inch reach. Currently 12-2. Old boy, man. Old boy who is 10-0. He is 10-0 up against opposition with combined records of 4, 7, 16, 24, 35, 43, 56, 66. 66 wins in 2, 3, 6, 8, 14, 19, 21. 66 wins, 21 losses, and 2 draws. So his 10-0 has been accumulated up against opposition with combined records of 66 wins, 21 losses, and 2 draws. It is what it is. Joseph Morales, 12-2. Can't be mad at that Davis and Figueiredo loss. Could probably do without the Eric loss. Those are his only 2 losses. Nothing to frown about when we're talking about Davis and Figueiredo. That is a very legitimate level of opposition. Nothing to call home about when considering his wins. And he is 12-2 up against opposition with combined records of 2, 6, 8, 11, 13, 21, 37, 44, 57, 68, 76, 89, 97, 97 wins, and 3, 5, 9, 12, 13, 18, 23, 25, 32, 37 losses, and 1 draw. No significant difference in the level of opposition that these 2 young men have been facing, with the exception of that Davis and Figueiredo loss. That is the biggest name out of both of these 2 young men's resumes. I'm guessing old boy, whose name I do not know how to pronounce, is the favorite. You know, that's usually how it goes with these undefeated individuals. He has 4 knockout victories, 1 submission victory, and 4 decision victories. Well, that accumulates to 9, doesn't it? 4, 4, and 1. 4 knockouts, 4 decisions, 1 submission. That accumulates to 9 and 0, not 10 and 0. But maybe that's just me and my math. Any fucking way. Damn it, man. Fuck this fight. Joseph Morales has been knocked out and he's lost via decision. It is what it is, man. I don't want anything to do with this fight. I wouldn't be surprised at any fucking outcome, man. We over here in the doghouse. I should probably be taking the dog. I'm guessing Joseph Morales is the dog. But I've rocked with old boy, whose name I do not know how to pronounce, to be the one to get it done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I'm not going to switch that pick as I have already pick switched once this week. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is. First fight of the night. Question marks on both motherfucking sides. I mean, I want nothing to do with this fight. Multiple reasons to boxes checked in the complete pass section. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck this fight, and I took too long talking about it already. My bad, man. Kareem Silva taking on Dione Barboza. You know. Not a fight that I have a high level of interest in. But Dione Barboza, excuse me, has been pretty good to me in the UFC. And, you know, for what it's worth, I expect her to continue to do so on Saturday by ending this rivalry with Kareem Silva by beating her yet again via unanimous split or majority decision. Maybe she finds a way to, you know, get the finish inside the distance, but 4 times a night, it's going to go 15 minutes, and I got Barboza winning again. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is, man. That's the first dog pick. Moving on. I really don't want anything to do with this fight, man. I hope Nursultan Razibov knocks Brian Battle the fuck out. You know, hurts him, club and sub type situation, or just catches Brian Battle, you know, slipping when Brian Battle attempts to implement an all-around body of work and, you know, slips into submission. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not a fan of Brian Battle, man. I'm not high on either side when it comes to this matchup. You know what I'm talking about? I'd rather see Nursultan Razibov get it done in some way, shape, form, or fashion than Brian Battle find a way to get the victory again. I'm not necessarily sure he deserved getting the victory over Randy Brown. And maybe, you know, that's just because I picked Randy Brown. So maybe I'm a bit butthurt over that. You know what I'm talking about? But one of these individuals is just a bit more dangerous, in my personal opinion, and that's Nursultan Razibov. Brian Battle has the capabilities of going out here, possibly, you know, staying safe and dragging this one out for 15 minutes and seeing Nursultan Razibov on the wrong side of another unanimous decision. I do not believe the Butcher can find the finish. I believe if a finish is found in this fight, it will come from the Nursultan side of things. I could be wrong, though. It is a fucking fight. Both of them are dangerous. It is what it is, man. Pick your own poison. I personally believe this is one of the fights that should be a -110 pick 'em type of situation. And I picked my poison. I'm rocking with another slight dog. Edson Barboza versus Drakkar Klose, man. This one for me was a no-brainer. It was easy. Edson Barboza all day. I've said it many times before. If you're going to give me individuals like, you know, Edson Barboza or Jose Aldo, and you're going to give them to me matched up against other individuals that are in the same age range, 39 and 37, and you're also giving me, you know, Edson Barboza with a motherfucking slight height and significant reach advantage, I'm taking Edson Barboza or a Jose Aldo. I'm taking individuals like that in those matchups all day, every day, even on Sunday when I'm cashing the motherfucking tickets, man. You know what I'm saying? Edson Barboza is by far a better all-around mixed martial artist. He's by far more fucking dangerous. You understand what I'm saying to you? The all-around offensive and defensive body of work to keep the fight upright or put the fight wherever the fuck he might want it to be. I can't go against Edson Barboza. Not in this particular matchup. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, with all due respect to Jakar Close, for what it's worth, he's not somebody I've ever really been that high on. But he's taking an L, man. Edson Barboza is going to go to 25-12. Jakar Close is going to go to 15-4-1. And that's just that with that, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm talking about? Alexander Hernandez, the Great Ape, taking on Chase Hooper, the Dream. And listen, man, I gotta go ahead and rock with Chase Hooper in this one to be the one to get it done via KO, TKO, or submission. I believe he gets it done inside of 15 minutes. You know what I'm talking about? I think the Dream is going to overwhelm the Great Ape and just be a bit too much for him, man. You know what I mean? Again, it's all my personal opinion. I just think it's a very bad stylistic matchup for Alexander Hernandez and Chase Hooper. So give me Chase Hooper all day. And real quick, man, that first fight of the night, there was no money line provided over here on Tapology, man. The Witch, Dione Barboza, the dog that I'm taking over Karine Soul, she's a plus 145. The Karine's minus 170. At least that's what they opened up. Nurse Salt and Razi both, the other slight dog at plus 150 is over the Butcher. Brian Battles minus 175. Edson Barboza's a minus 150 when he opened up anyway, over the plus 130 of Jakar Close. Chase Hooper's a minus 290 over the dog tag of 240 on Alexander Hernandez. And now here we are at the young ladies, man. Jessica Andrade versus Lupita Godinez. Jessica Andrade is a plus 150 dog to Lupi's minus 175 favorite. And I can honestly see Lupi finding a way to get the finish in this fight, man. Use Jessica Andrade's forward pressure and aggression against her, catch her, club and sub her, and get her out of there inside the distance via submission. Or just catch her slipping, put her in a compromisable position, and get her out of there inside the distance via submission. Not to say that Lupi Godinez couldn't knock her out, catch, clip, disconnect her from her consciousness, or possibly get a TKO type of situation. I just feel it's more on the side of submission or decision. You know what I mean? But that's just me. At minus 175 for Lupi, a fight that I really don't want anything to do with. Moving on. GM3 versus Macau. It is what it is, man. Macau is 20-9. Six of those nine losses come via submission. GM3 is 37-19. 29 of those 37 come via submission. I'm rocking with GM3 to go ahead and improve from 29 victories inside the distance via submission to 30 victories inside the distance via submission, and for Macau to decline from 6 defeats via submission inside the distance to 7 defeats inside the distance via submission. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is, man. Macau has a puncher's chance. GM3 knows that. And GM3 is going to go out here, string a combination together to close the distance, snatch him up, suck him in, trip him down, wrap him up, lock it up, and get him out of there, man. So that is my one pick switch of the week, as I originally wanted to side with Macau to be the one to find a way to get it done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm talking about? But I just don't see it happening, man. Upon further investigation, I have come to the conclusion that GM3 is going to be the proper side in this particular matchup, man. At plus 190 to Macau's minus 230 favorite. Moving on, man. A certified banger and a treat for, the vets, man. For those who've been around. You know what I mean? King Green versus Diego. This is a good fight, man. It's a good fight, man. This is a fucking banger. Unfortunately for King Green, I'm taking Diego to get him out of there inside the distance via KO, TKO, or submission. Not necessarily sure how he's going to go about securing the victory, but I am quite confident that he is going to secure the victory, and he's going to do so inside the distance. I don't think we're going to see 15 minutes. I don't think it's going to go to a decision. I don't think the scorecards will be needed. I think Diego will catch, clip, and disconnect King from his consciousness, or he will catch him, wobble him, rock him, hop up on him, put him in a compromisable position, slip into submission, and get him out of there inside the distance, like that. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is. With all due respect to King Green, it's Diego to be the one to get it done inside the distance via KO, TKO, or submission at minus 200 to King Green's plus 170. Moving on. Tim minus 235 Elliott. Tim plus 235 Elliott to Kai minus 285 Azakara, however you say old boy's name. And with all due respect, man, I'm taking a shot on the big dog, man. Give me the UFC, the 13-year, right? Like a 13-year UFC veteran. He been around for a minute. If I'm not mistaken, Tim been around for a minute. He came off the Ultimate Fighter finale where he fought Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. If I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Choked out the bull. Bulldog choked the bull. Choked out motherfucking Matt Schnell. Did the 1-2. And then he got the finale for Tough 24 against motherfucking Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. They fought on that motherfucking card. He been around for a minute, He been in there with the higher level of opposition. He may prove on Saturday that he is the higher level of opposition in his own right. Kai has lost in every single department. He's been, KO, TKO'd more than anything. I think he's been KO, TKO'd 3 times, submitted once, lost via decision once, if not for anything else. Tim Elliott can go out there and mix up a well-rounded body of work. Great movement. Just a very solid body of work, man. Yeah, man, you're talking about back in 2012. Boy been around for 13 motherfucking years, man. It just is what it is, man. At 38 to 31, there is a 7-year youth advantage for Kai. There's also a couple 1 inch in height and 3 inches in reach. None of which I feel like he's really going to be able to utilize. It is what it is, man. I'm not high on the Kai side of things. And if not for anything else, Tim is solid. Tim is very well-rounded. Tim has proven that he can be fucking dangerous. Tim is battle-tested. You understand what I'm saying to you? None of that can be said about Kai, if we're being honest with each other. Tim has fought the better level of opposition. Win, lose, or draw. He's beaten better level of opposition. The only real legitimate levels of opposition that Kai has ever had to face, he lost to, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Horiguchi, we'll call him legitimate. Manel Cop. Yeah, like not even all of them. Not even all of his losses are to what I would consider legitimate levels of opposition, man. But the legitimate levels of opposition that he has faced, he's lost. And you can't say that about Tim. You know what I mean? Tim has faced the better level of opposition, win, lose, or draw, but he's also beaten the better level of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? And he just may prove on Saturday in his own right to be the better level of opposition. And go out there and have Kai's corner pissed off like Tagir had, like he had Tagir's corner, Khabib and them pissed off, smacking on the fucking mat. Why you letting this man do you like that? Don't let him take you down. Get the fuck back up. Get that back. Tim can be a motherfucker. Experience can be a motherfucker, man. And I'm gonna rock with that 13 years of UFC, experience. He's a crafty OG UFC veteran that absolutely knows what has to be done and how to get it done inside that octagon on those motherfucking judges' scorecards, man. He has that experience in bulk. You know what I'm talking about? So it is what it is, man. I'm very interested to see how the motherfucking fight plays out. You know what I mean? As far as betting or parlaying, it'll just be a single dog play on Tim. You know what I mean? Maybe a couple, maybe something on the money line, something via submission and something via decision, but it's just going to be single sprinkles on Tim, man. You know what I'm saying? Moving on, man. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Page, man. We have the Killer Gorilla versus the Venom. Two young men that I very much so do respect, as individuals and as fighters for the body of work that they've been able to produce over the years and for the careers, that they've had, man, and what they've been able to accomplish at 38 and 41 years old. You know what I'm talking about? Salute to both of these young men. One of them definitely hits a lot harder, but one of them definitely has a lot better movement. Just the all-around mobility, the agility of Michael Venom Page inside that cage is something to, something to talk about, man. It's something to watch, And this is only 3 rounds. It's not 5 rounds. And unfortunately for Jared, I think Michael Venom Page can go out there and stay away from him. Pick at him, poke at him, frustrate him, and do enough to edge him out over the course of 15 minutes and possibly use some of Jared's forward pressure and aggression against him in the later minutes of the 3rd round if Jared finds himself down 2 rounds to 1, needing to finish in the 3rd, you know what I mean? So, unfortunately, with all due respect to the Killer Gorilla, I have to rock with the Venom, to be the one to get this one done. Moving on, man, we have Carlos Prats and Jeff Neal. And I'm rocking with another dog, man. With all due respect to Carlos Prats, one might like to, think that he's a bit more dangerous than Jeff Neal. He's the more dangerous individual in this fight. I don't necessarily know that to be the case, though. He has a few more fights than Jeff Neal. I think he has 28 fights to Jeff Neal's 22 fights, and he has 16 knockouts. Out of those 28 fights, he has 21 wins, and he has 16 knockouts. Out of Jeff Neal's 22 fights, he has 16 wins and he has 10 knockouts. You understand what I'm saying to you? So the ratio there, I don't really know which one is more dangerous. They both can crack. They've both lost in every single department, if I'm not mistaken. They've both been knocked out. They've both been submitted. And they've both lost via decision. You know what I'm talking about? So, and they're both individuals who have victories by the, big numbers in knockouts. They also have victories in submissions and via decision. So they're individuals who can get done in any department, and they're individuals that can get the job done in any department. You understand what I'm saying to you? I think this one goes 15 minutes. I think we're in for a treat. I think we get fight of the night contention. I think this is a back and forth war. I think both these young men have their motherfucking moments. And at 31, and what is he, 34? 31 and 34 years old, man. We may very well see the best of the best that both of these two young men have to offer on Saturday in the cage against one another, man. For whatever reason, I feel like it's going 15 minutes. Somebody's going to win via split decision. Both of them are going to, be a bit worse for the wear at the end of the 15 minutes. But we're going to be in for a fucking treat. We're going to be in for a fucking treat. You know what I'm talking? Hey, yo, hold on, man. We're going to be in for a fucking treat. You know what I'm talking about? I'm taking Jeff Neal, man. I'm taking Jeff Neal, and to be determined. This is another fight on this card that I believe should be a -110, -110 pick 'em. It's one of those pick your own poison type of situations, regardless of what the money line may suggest. The nightmare is either going to be a nightmare for the hands of steel, or the hands of steel is going to be a nightmare for the nightmare. Give the nightmare nightmares from that split decision loss that he could have won if he just bit down a little bit more and went for it, man. We are going to find out. We are going to find out. These are two motherfuckers that I believe to be peaking as we speak at 31 and 34, prime time, and they're going to give us a prime time showcasing on Saturday. I'm excited for this fight, man. I honestly don't think anybody gets to finish, and it's a fucking war, but I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't be the first, won't be the last. Jeff Neal is the pick, though. Moving on. Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. This is another one. For me, no brainer, bro. Easy money, too. At plus money, give me my money, man. You know what I'm talking about? Just go ahead and get my money together now. All you have to do, the last three names on fucking Lerone Murphy's resume: Edson Barboza, Dan Ige, and Josh Emmett, man. And he beat them all so convincingly so. Listen, man. There is nothing on the side of that resume over there with Aaron Pico that could stand up to what's on the resume of Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy can fucking crack, man. Lerone Murphy can fucking crack. And at 34 years old, this is a peaking Lerone Murphy. This is a prime time Lerone Murphy. We keep getting the best performances that we've ever seen out of Lerone Murphy as of lately. Every time he steps in that cage, and I don't think anything's gonna fucking change on Saturday, man. He's gonna come out here at plus money and beat the fucking brakes off Aaron Pico, man. This boy possesses pop in each and every one of his individual shots, and if he was to catch, clip, and disconnect this individual from his consciousness with quickness in the first minute or minutes, I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't know why the fuck y'all wouldn't either, man. Lerone Murphy's a gap, man. Very solid, very well-rounded, very sound and strong offensively, defensively, just about everywhere this motherfucking fight could take place, man. He's a dangerous motherfucker, man. Dangerous, solid, well-rounded, man. Durable. Got pop in him, got that dog in him, got that heart, got that will. I mean, he's everything you want in a fighter, man. Lerone Murphy gonna, and at a dog price, that boy gonna fight for your money, man. He gonna fight for your fucking money. And if you got Pico in your parlay, you better fucking swap out. Swap out, or don't be mad. You know what I'm talking about? Don't be mad. Everybody talking about, oh, you know, Pico's going to do this to Lerone, and this one's going to do that to that. Just like they told me old boy was going to submit motherfucking Budai in the first round, and Muslim Salikov was getting knocked out by Leo, and this one and that one. And it's always somebody saying something about something, but nobody ever wants to come the fuck back after the fact and talk about solid, you got it. You right. Nobody wants to do that. I got no problem tapping in and rubbing a loss in my chest, man. But come holler at me when some of this shit don't go the way y'all write paragraphs about how it's gonna fucking go to me in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't never come back for that, for the most part. Might be, I ain't gonna say some, might be one or two of y'all that have actually came back like, yo, hey, Chris, man, you know, you called that Woo Bow Whip. You know what I mean? Fuckers can't wait to come in that motherfucker if I'm wrong, though. You feel me? But it be crickets. When these dogs barking, I'm right. But we in the doghouse, man. It's fresh McMorvar. We going with some of these goddamn dogs, man. It is what it is. Lerone Murphy has got to be one of my most confident picks on the card, though, man. Like, Lerone Murphy's my Neil Magny this week. Like, stop playing with me, man. You know what I mean? Stop putting these motherfuckers across from me like this. That's what Lerone Murphy gonna go in there and say. Then he gonna put work on him, man. Dragos du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev, man. The main event. One has to wonder is Drake is planning a Jorge Masvidal type situation. You know, he has to be anticipating the takedown in the first 8 seconds or whatever. So does he have a knee locked and loaded? Does he have both knees ready to go depending on which side he's coming to? Is Hamzat gonna fake the motherfucking takedown and come over the top and crack him the way Tyron Woodley did to Robbie Lawler? Have him motherfucking thinking so much about the takedown because I know this motherfucker don't want to bang with me on the motherfucking feet. So Tyron came out there and faked that motherfucking fainted that takedown and just came over and drilled him, shocked him so much he wasn't out when he went down and hit his back up against the cage, but the follow-up shots got him up out of there. He was so shocked when his motherfucking booty hit that motherfucking floor like, oh, Tyron Woodley just floored me though? Huh? You know what I mean? And then boom, 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 the follow-up shots came. Maybe Hamzat does that. Maybe Hamzat is anticipating, Drake is anticipating the takedown, so he's going to, feint the takedown and come over the top. Put him on his motherfucking, put him on his ass with that 2 down the motherfucking pipe, man, and then just hop on him like that and get to putting the motherfucking mitts on him. To be determined, man. We all would like to see it go a certain way. We can all see it going a certain way, but none of that shit matters when that cage gets locked. You know what I'm talking about? So, that's that with that, man. You know what I mean? Got a few dogs on here. For a fight that I want absolutely nothing to do with, I've sided with the young man whose name I do not know how to pronounce that is fighting Joseph Morales, but I would not be surprised if Joseph Morales barked. You understand what I'm saying to you? Proceed with extreme caution, man. It's Barboza over Silva for me, slight dog. Razi Boff is another slight dog over Battle. Then we got Barboza, Hooper, Godinez. GM3 is another dog. Diego, Tim is another dog. Michael, Jeff is another dog. Leron is another dog. Huh? And Hamzat. Ew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dogs on a 13 fight card. The last time I picked, 6 dogs? 4 of them barked, or it was 7 dogs and 5 of them barked. So it is what it is, man. That's why these dogs will get single plays and shit. My favorites fumbled the bag. I think it was Damon Blackshear fumbled the bag for me the one night, but Martin Budai won it plus 230. And motherfucking Muslim Salikov cashed for me at motherfucking plus 370 and plus 410. And then I parlayed Budai and Salikov together at plus 13, something in that cash for me. So sometimes it just be these dog plays. You know what I mean? I'll single play my dogs, and then I'll take a couple of them and double pack them up. And, of course, I do my all favorites with my swap outs and all that. But sometimes over here in the doghouse, man, at Fresh Start Mixed Martial Arts, for me anyway, it be these dog plays, man. They bring it all back and some. You know what I'm talking about? But it is what it is, man. Quite a few dog picks this week, and I'm all right with all of them, man. I might be on the wrong side of a couple of them, and on the wrong side of a favorite or two. It might be some dogs that barked that, I didn't pick, but, told you to beware of, man. Wouldn't be surprised if a couple of these motherfuckers did they want to. But I'm going to tap back in here in a few and, talk about my most confident picks. And we'll talk about some parlay options. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Peace and blessings.